Hey everybody, welcome to an Ultness video blog. I'm Jordan Wade, and with me this week I have Miss Kelly CK.
Hey there.
Hello. Today we're going to discuss some of the films that we're looking forward to coming out of Sundance Film Festival 2013. As some of you may know, the Sundance Film Festival happens in Park City, Utah every year, and really it's sort of the first big film event, especially in America, because it happens before the Oscars. And it's been going on for about 35 years, and it derives its name from its chairperson, Robert Redford, who played the Sundance Kid in Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. And so naturally, the film festival will be named Sundance Film Festival. It has, over its time, produced some great talent. I mean, the Coen brothers, Christopher Nolan, Steven Soderbergh, Kevin Smith, Wes Anderson. These are all people that really found their footing as artists at the Sundance Film Festival. So we've had films like Reservoir Dogs, Clerks, Napoleon Dynamite, Donnie Darko, and last year Beasts of the Southern Wild make their debuts there. So a lot of films that went on to great notoriety started there. So it's natural that Kelly and I would be looking forward to some of the films. Kelly, I'm going to go ahead and kind of throw it to you. What's one of the films you're looking forward to most coming out of Sundance?
I'd have to say Kill Your Darlings. I'm definitely very excited about it simply because the plot interests me. It's about the Beat Generation and the great poets of the day with Jack Kerouac and William Burroughs and Allen Ginsberg. But more importantly, we've got Daniel Radcliffe really kind of stepping out and doing a really great role. There's been great reviews from Sundance Film Festival about it. He plays Allen Ginsberg, and supposedly he does a lot better job than he did in Women in Black, which really didn't receive as much praise.
I actually missed that one. So
yeah, so did I. But he seems to really be holding his own and kind of straying away from Harry Potter. But other than that, you've got Dane DeHaan, who was in Lawless and Lincoln. He's really an up and coming actor, as well as Michael C. Hall, who's everyone knows from Dexter. So it's really an all star cast with Elizabeth Olsen as well, who I really kind of enjoy now, seeing Silent House and just films like that where she's kind of separating from the Olsen twins. So
well, it's interesting. She actually made a big name for herself, kind of stepping out of her sister's shadow a couple years ago at Sundance with Martha, Marcy, May, Marlene. So so it's natural that she would be in another film that would be kind of big at the Sundance Film Festival. And it does sound really interesting. Like you said, the cast is pretty amazing. So the first film I'm looking forward to coming out of Sundance is actually Jons Addiction. It's Joseph Gordon-Levitt's directorial debut.
I'm definitely looking forward to that.
Naturally, yes. He's a great talent. He's probably one of my favorite actors. So it's interesting to see him step up and be a director this time around. It's been on my radar since last year because originally he was supposed to be in Django Unchained, but he actually dropped out because he got this opportunity.
What role was he supposed to be in Django?
I actually don't know. I can't remember now because there are so many actors that dropped out of that film. I know that film changed over the course of production, so I wouldn't be surprised if that character's not even in the film anymore.
Yeah.
But regardless, he co-stars with Julianne Moore and Scarlett Johansson, and the film is about he plays a character named John Martello, who's a young womanizer who's able to pretty much get any woman he wants, and he's sort of his friends sort of envy him, so they call him Don John as opposed to Don Juan. But deep down, he's finding himself sort of dissatisfied with his sex life due to his porn addiction. So it's supposed to be a comedy. It sounds really dark, but it is supposed to be a comedy, and the buzz out of the Sundance is that it is good, and it is funny, and so. But it does deal with some interesting subject matter, something I haven't really seen in a film before, at least not a comedy. So,
I was going to say we had Shame with Michael Fassbender, but I mean, this seems like it'll be less depressing.
Definitely, yeah. And I love Shame, but it'll be kind of nice to see something that takes a more lighthearted approach. So.
Yeah, it's definitely a topic that people are starting to discuss more nowadays since it is becoming such a big issue and kind of a hot topic nowadays. So it'll be interesting to see for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely, and also it has Joseph Gordon-Levitt in it, so he does a great job in everything.
Literally can do no wrong.
right. At least lately. So, well, what's another film you're looking forward to, Kelly?
The next one I'm definitely looking forward to is Stoker, who it's directed by Chan-wook Park, who a lot of people might not know of him. He did Old Boy, which is a foreign film, and this is actually his first American film that he's debuting. So it's really exciting for him to be coming to America with this film, starring Nicole Kidman and Mia Wasikowska.
It's a difficult name.
She's done, I mean, Alice in Wonderland, and you've got The Kids Are All Right. So she hasn't done anything too Oscar worthy yet, but she's definitely an actress to be looking out for because she's definitely up and coming. So the story seems interesting. It's kind of a thriller with involving her mysterious uncle. So it seems like it'll be a really interesting film. So I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Oh yeah, and the trailers I've seen kind of give this really creepy vibe. It looks really pretty, but it's a very creepy vibe. So it's definitely a film I'm looking forward to as well.
Yeah, definitely.
The next film I'm actually looking forward to is Before Midnight, and not only is it probably the film I'm looking forward to most coming out of Sundance, but it's probably one of the films I'm looking forward to most out of the whole year. And the reason behind that is it's actually the third chapter in a long-running trilogy directed by Richard Linklater, and it stars Ethan Hawke and Julie Delpy, who respectively play Jesse and Celine. And in the first film, Before Sunrise, they were perfect strangers that met in Vienna, and they kind of gradually fall in love. They were young 20-somethings, and throughout the course of the film, you're just watching these two walk around Vienna, having a long conversation about life and topics that interest them. And they gradually fall in love, and then the film kind of comes. I don't want to spoil anything, but it comes to an end. And then 9 years later, they made Before Sunset in 2004, and you had the two actors reprise the same roles and kind of see where they're at in their 30s. And so now here we are 9 years after Before Sunset, and we're seeing where they're at, 18 years after the first film. So,
wow.
Yeah, like I said, I don't want to spoil anything. It's really unlike really anything else you're going to see. Just watching two actors play this relationship and play, it's the same two actors over the course of 2 decades playing the same characters. So, it's really interesting to me. I'm interested to see where this one goes, and I love this Before Sunrise trilogy, so I'm definitely looking forward to this.
Yeah, it seems really interesting. I'm definitely going to have to start from the beginning to check it out because it definitely seems like something I really haven't heard of before. Just directing wise, story wise, it definitely seems super original. So that's going to be interesting.
And it's also a real collaborative effort from the three people and major players involved because they all kind of co-write and have sort of dictated where these characters have gone over the past couple decades. So
just to see something that's gone on for this long is amazing in itself.
Right, and the first film debuted at Sundance Film Festival, so it's nice to see the third film do the same thing. So finally, the last film that Kelly and I are going to talk about is a film we're both looking forward to, and that's The East. Kelly, I know you're interested in it, so I'm going to go ahead and toss it to you and tell me why you're interested in The East.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm interested for a certain Swedish actor named Alexander Skarsgård. He's gonna be starring in something that's not Battleship, so that's exciting in itself.
That's a good thing.
It's a good thing. It seems like a decent role for him. It's about an anarchist group, more about eco-terrorism. They're a cult that kind of goes after these huge corporations that are polluting the environment. So it's an interesting subject matter versus traditional terrorism, I guess. So it'll be interesting. And I know Britt Marling has done great work writing screenplays for 2 previous films, and she kind of has made a name for herself at Sundance, from what I've read. So it should be a good film to look out for. Yeah,
she did. Prior to this, she did Sound of My Voice last year, and she did Another Earth 2 years ago. And Another Earth was one that was at Sundance Film Festival and was really a critical darling. And I've seen both of those films. They're very unique. They're independent films, so they're low budget, but they deal with subject matter you wouldn't really see elsewhere, especially in the independent scene. The first film, Another Earth's about 2 Earths that are kind of coming together and colliding, but that's not the main focal point. It's really about Britt Marling's character. And then Sound of My Voice deals with the cult, and then here in this we have an anarchist group. So she always finds ways to do some really interesting subject matter, and there always seems to be some sort of weird twist or a twist that we feel is coming. But it is always interesting. So I'm excited to see The East for that. And outside of your boy Alexander Skarsgård, it's got Ellen Page in it and Shiloh Fernandez. So there is a good cast in there, and I'm definitely looking forward to that. So that's it. That's pretty much all we have for this week. Hopefully Kelly and I will be getting together more often and discussing films through these little video logs. So I hope you all enjoyed this. And as always, tune in to Ultness and That's Ult, where we have an episode each week of That's Ult. So thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.